Hi everybody, this is Jason with Centralutions. I wanted to give you a quick update about what is new in version 1.4 of l.a.s.r. So let's take a look at the help screen like we normally do. And we'll see that the very first thing that's changed is that we've updated the old targets report, so you can delete, print, and edit your targets. So let's go take a look at that. Go to the reports menu, and then if we choose the view old targets report, and then we'll just choose the test user for this profile. And I believe we have some data in there for January, so let's get back to that. January 1st to January 31st will be the date range that we'll run the report for. This will return quite a bit of data, so it'll take just a minute. And as it's retrieving all that data from our local database, it'll pop up a window, and then it'll give us a list of our saved targets that we can scroll from the left to the right in. And this is not new. This has been here for a while. But now what you can do is you can select a target and you can edit it. So if I went ahead and clicked on the upper part of the target that has all the information about the target, and then I clicked the edit button, which looks like a little pencil, and I can choose a new profile or a new drill to set that target to. So if I accidentally save this as this drill instead of the drill I really wanted to, then I could change it and I could click save, and it would update that target for me. The other thing I can do is once I do have a target selected, so let me just pick this one from 9:30, and I click the delete button here. It will actually prompt me and let me know that it's going to delete that target. I can confirm it or tell it not to in case I click that button by accident. And then if I go ahead and click yes, that target will now be removed. And it's hard to tell because a lot of these targets look the same, but now you'll notice that 9:30 is not listed here anymore. The last change that we did to the screen is that now once you select a target, you can also click the print button, and when you click on the print button, you'll get a print dialog, and this is pretty standard for Windows users. You should recognize this. You can pick your printer and then click the print button, and it'll actually spit your target. It'll show the target along with the hits on a sheet of paper, so you can print it out and give it to somebody or store it for your files or whatnot. So that's what's changed in this particular report. A lot of this stuff was requested by our users, and as I always say, we love to hear user feedback, we love to hear your ideas, and we do actually implement them. So please let us know how you're using l.a.s.r and what you think would be useful. All right, let's take a look at the next item on our list. The second item is the new preparatory and start commands for professional users. So professional users are going to get this feature. The start command in the timer options is now flexible, and we'll come back to that real quick. There's also a preparatory command. You can turn it on or off right now. We hope to add another one here in the version following this one. But if you keep it at none, the timer will function as it did normally. If you don't and you tell it you want shooter ready standby, especially for competitive shooters, this is useful. Let me bump my start delay down to that, and that'll make it a little easier to demo there. And we'll click close. And if I don't have anything started, I'm just going to run through the timer here real quick. So I'm going to go ahead, and when I click start, you'll hear shooter ready standby, and then you'll hear the beep.
Shooter ready. Stand by.
And so hopefully that's useful for competitive shooters who kind of want to follow that same sequence that they would follow on the range while they're competing. And I think that will be useful for you. The other thing is for trainers and people who kind of want to mix things up a little bit, we have new start commands. So you just heard the timer beep, which has been there all along. We've changed it so now you can have several different start commands that you can choose from. And they are, for those who aren't watching in high definition, I'll read them off to you. There's contact. There's Evil Clowns, which is kind of a humorous little thing we threw in there just to mix things up. Obviously, you don't have to use it if you don't want to. There's Fire, Go, Target, Threat, and then the timer beep you just heard. And then there's also a random option, and random will choose one of these other items at random every time the timer starts. So one time you might hear Fire, the next time you might hear Target. the next time you might hear threat, that kind of thing. So that may be useful for some of you who train other people or just kind of want to mix your practice up a little bit. So that's what's changed in the timer. The next item is the really big item that's changed for this version, and it is a new and improved timesheet. What you'll notice is that the timesheet still has columns like it did before. There's fewer of them, and the reason is because you'll see that we have created timer sheet injects is what we've been calling them. So you'll see certain things injected into your timesheet as you go along. So the easiest way to demonstrate that is to go ahead and show call targets, and let's go ahead and start the camera here. And we have a little third-sized IPSC target taped to the wall, and so I'll just highlight sort of the vital zones here. Target 1 and target 2. And then our timer is set to call targets. Par time is 3 seconds, which should be enough time for me to grab a laser gun here and start shooting. And then I wanted to call, well, let's do 4. Let's just do four target calls. And then we'll go ahead and start
ready.
shooting.
Stand by.
And there's our prompt, and then we're going to hear a beep.
2, 1, 1, 1.
Okay, so as you can see, as the sequence was going along, there was a target called, and it tells us which target was called with the target number, and then it shows the associated shot that I made after the target call. I shot after each one of the calls, and so you see a shot after each one of those calls. And it looks like each of my shots landed on the target that was called, so that's a plus. And then on the right-hand side, you'll also see a total time. So the total time keeps track of, this shot occurred 1.36 seconds after the target was called. However, the total drill was, within the total drill, it occurred 10.37 seconds into the total drill. So that is some of the features that we've added to the hit list. Other things that can get injected is if you have a if you have target down mode enabled, or if you have reload mode enabled, you'll now see target downs. When that's called, you'll see that injected. You'll see reloads injected, so that when you go back and you review your targets, you'll be able to tell what happened and when, so that you can see why that split time is so long, or you can see why the what that transition actually cost you and that kind of thing. So it'll be a little easier to view after the fact, so you don't have to remember exactly what happened. So hopefully that's useful. You'll also notice, and this is a really small thing, but you'll also notice that the column headers are back to horizontal because we now have more room, because we don't have the other two columns that we removed. And you'll see that there's greatly improved hit list here in version 1.4. I hope you enjoy l.a.s.r, especially with the new changes we made in 1.4. I hope it's useful, and please stay tuned for more changes that are coming along. We have some exciting things happening on our end, and we hope to provide the best dry fire practice software out there for you guys. Thanks for watching, and thanks for your time. Thanks for your business. We do appreciate it. Bye.